trying back.
Did you just fall on your headset?
No, I was running towards my headset and I grabbed it. Alright, that's a weird freaking request. Like, hey, I really have to take a shit. Can you please park the car?
And that's all recorded.
And my sister and I was like, I don't know, it was actually true. Like, the moment we got into the car, he was like, oh my god, I think I have to go.
Happy Valentine's. That's a different kind of chocolate than, most people would ask for.
I know. Hey everybody, this is the TMG Podcast. This is episode 70. This is February 14, and I guess you guys know what that is. That's V-Day.
Lonely Hearts Day.
It's the Hearts Day, and oh, look at that. It's just only me and Miggy on a Saturday. Miggy, what's up?
Lack of sleep. Hello.
Lack of sleep. This is a podcast about everything video games. Will is still in Europe doing God knows what. I think the last time we talked to Will was like he was checking some museums out, or
he was looking at the weed stores.
The weed stores. No, actually, he was actually checking out their amiibo stuff.
He's amiibo hunting for me for real, yo.
Yeah, he's just taking pictures and then you're going ape shit about it.
I need to, build up the money. Oops. So I don't owe him. I gotta tell him to look for Mega Man.
Is that the one thing you want out of?
What's the German for Mega Man?
I don't know.
I can't think of how Hitler would say Mega Man.
I don't want to think. I cannot.
I can't make up an accent for Mega Man.
I am horrible with accents.
It will probably just sound like Mega Man.
It just might. A lot happened this week. For those who weren't paying attention or enjoying the Valentines. We actually got our first bit of E3 news, weirdly enough, something to do with Bethesda. We're going to talk about that in a bit. Weirdly enough, we're going to talk about Peter Molyneux later, in the second half probably, because, Peter Molyneux is being...
He lied to us again.
No, he's just being himself. Don't
exactly.
judge him. Don't judge him too much. He's just being what he is.
Dude, every time he opens his mouth, I fully expect bullshit to come out.
Yeah.
And he did not fail to deliver.
He did not fail to deliver, and we'll tell you exactly why. And this one's like a complete, this is like bullshit after bullshit in like a span of 4 days. That's why
it's not like it's my money he's stealing. So.
Yeah. So there's a lot to talk about, this week. But first, let's talk about some video games, what we've been playing this week. I want to talk about you specifically because I think you've been tripping out with a piece of bread for quite a while already.
Oh man!
And
have I ever?
Who developed I Am Bread? Is it the people who made Goat Simulator? Correct?
No. Shit. I'm sorry, my wires are getting tangled up. It was made by Coffee Stain Games, I think.
Not they Goat made... Simulator guys.
No, not Goat Simulator.
Oh, okay.
It was made by the guys who made Surgeon Simulator. If you remember that.
That's what it was, yeah.
It's Surgeon the other Ragdoll 3D game.
I always imagine that Goat Simulator, Surgeon Simulator, and I Am Bread was like the same studio.
All the same, yeah. Because they looked the part.
And then their number one game, is Octodad, but it's not. It's all completely.
It's all one universe.
Yeah.
One cohesive universe.
Can we put that as a genre now or something? Because it's just like.
I think it's been accepted as a genre for a while now, ever since the rise of joke simulator games.
What, sandbox funsies? Can I say that?
I don't know, like since the farm sims, I'm guessing.
Mm.
I Am Bread. What was the first joke one? I think it was Goat Simulator that really spearheaded the joke sim game.
The joke sim. Well, I think Surgeon started first. Because Surgeon Simulator came out before Goat Simulator.
Yeah, but it was still like Surgeon Simulator was still like up to. I mean, it stuck to the theme. because you're a surgeon, but like you do goofy shit, but you're still a surgeon.
I still don't know
Unlike
objective.
Goat Sim, where it's just, you know, you don't even do goat things. It's just
What do you
happen
exactly
to be-
do? You just do crap and then let the physics just make hilarious stuff happen, right? Is it?
Yeah, and there's a bunch of like hidden trophies and all that. It's hilarious.
And challenges and whatnot.
Exactly.
So with I Am Bread, is that what it is? Like Goat Simulator with just challenges and filled with
You might think it's that, but it's more. It feels more like a game instead of just a sandbox, because you still have a primary goal, and that is to become Toast. And it tells you when you pick the stage, like a 2D Toast image comes out, and it says "Become Toast."
This is the first time I've heard of the objective in I Am Bread. It never occurred to me that the objective was to become Toast.
You need to toast both sides of the bread up to 100%.
Both.
Yeah, both sides.
Oh,
And
so
then-
when you dump the bread, you can see a little gauge going up, and then flip.
Yeah.
Or no?
And if you over toast, like it'll reduce your score. Because there's like a rating system at the end, which also rates your time and your edibility, which is your life.
Edibility. That's
Yeah,
actually pretty-
edibility like starts draining when you hit the floor. If you're, it drains faster when you're on the floor which has a foot mark, like a footprint of a shoe.
because it's dirty.
Dirty, or
I
like
guess.
if you're on a kitchen counter and there's ants on the table, it starts like eating up your edibility, and you can see it on your bread, like bits and pieces of dirt stick to your bread. Like
This sounds like they kind of thought about it pretty well, like with a very simple concept as it
exactly,
is.
like it sounds dumb, but it actually like it fits the theme better than like Goat Sim, which is just stupid, and they know it.
They actually place mechanics or actual details on like I don't know. I never thought edibility or actually toe. Actually pretty cool.
Yeah, the way it works is you remember that the game's like co-op, diba? Na
Yeah, co-op. Yeah.
you control points on your legs in co-op, and then I was about to call it Bread Simulator. In I Am Bread,
That's technically bread simulator, to be
I Am
honest.
Bread, you control the 4 points of the bread, like the 4 edges
The
of
four
the
corner, the
yeah,
edges,
4
yes.
corners. Four corners, correct. And there was a Flash game before where you had to rock climb, but the way you control it is you hit keys on the keyboard. Like a key would be like the letter K would be on the rock point that you hold on, and then you have to swing your limbs and you hold on to it by holding on the key on the keyboard, and you won't let
Okay.
go unless you release the key. So parang ganon, like you hit one of the 4 shoulder buttons,
Mhm.
and then it'll grab onto like say the floor or the wall, and then you basically have to swing your bread, like the body of your bread.
That sounds really hectic though. But was it easy
Yeah,
to like
it
maneuver?
gets a bit brain twistery, especially since like the bread can flip upside down and all that.
Yeah, I'm sure you start to once you start flipping around, you start to forget what shoulder controls what.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
assume like you're like on
Like,
top, this one controls upper left, but you're in the bottom left.
Your thoughts, diba?
Yeah.
And it shows them on what buttons each corner corresponds to, like LB.
It's like a brother's clusterfuck.
Yeah, sort of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, lang, there's also a catch. Similar to Shadow of the Colossus, you have a grip meter, so you can't just hang on there forever.
Forever, you'll eventually drop.
Yeah, you have to actually let go. You can't just like rest. So even if you're on the floor and you're holding onto it, your grip will start to drain. So like you have to find a way to like rest yourself somewhere without falling, and then you can like recharge. It takes a while then, like a full second before it goes up. So that's the challenge. I heard there's a way to cheat the grip,
Yeah.
because usually when you start the stage, at least in the first 2 stages, you start beside a jar of jam. And the moment you touch, I think the jar, it just shatters.
Okay.
You have to like fidget the little glass shards away from the jam bit. And if you successfully cover yourself in jam and you hurl that side to the wall, it'll stick. And if you stick yourself properly, because you have to really stick and not just like sort of lay there. You have to like stick talaga. And if you stick to the wall, your grip, and you let go of the buttons, your grip doesn't drain.
This is so much thought
There's
into
a catch
just a
though.
piece of bread.
There's a catch to that. Since you're sticky, diba? It makes it harder to like shimmy on the floor if you don't do the shoulder button controls and flip your bread around.
Okay.
And you get dirty a lot faster because they stick to you. So if you fall on the floor, you're basically just dead in a few seconds. And it's a challenge to get the jam on you because it's like, it's not just when you hit the jam, it covers the entire side of the bread. Mm-hmm. You have to really like wriggle it around the entire face. And it's similar to like when you toast, you have to really even out the sides instead of just the main like side of the bread. It's
even it out.
Make bread layering or something. I guess I don't know.
It really sounds like they put a lot of thought into a very simple.
It's really charming that way.
Yeah,
and it's hella goofy. Then like there are some things that'll instantly kill you. Like if you fall on pencil shavings, you're just dead. Like if you get them on you, you're just dead.
Okay.
If you fall in a sink filled with water, you're dead.
So there are lethal elements in the game.
Aside from the edibility, there's like one-hit kills. So that's a challenge then.
Is there like actual enemies? Like, is there a cat like wanting you or something?
No, I don't think there's anything like that. Like, I think there's now like
that'd be cool.
6 stages.
Okay.
And they just added a new one, which is like the outdoors ata, which sounds super cool.
Oh, so they're actually still continuing like to add more content to this game.
I just today, when I was messing around before we started, there was a new patch.
That included an extra stage.
Yeah, that included an extra stage.
That's actually pretty awesome.
The previous one, which I think a few days ago, just added a fix. And yun, kanina pala before we started, I just found out about the flying. They call it the glitch, but I think it's a straight up feature you can do. Otherwise, it would have taken it out by now.
Yeah.
If you latch yourself on an object like a plate or another slice of bread, and you tug on it with the opposite corner. Like kunyari, I use the right trigger because you can also hold items instead of just gripping on them. Because when you grip, it's like a pivot point, diba? Mm-hmm. But if you hold onto an item, you actually like tug on it, with which you press the face buttons on, and it'll show you that you're holding onto an object. So kunyari, I hold the right trigger corner, which is mapped, I think, to triangle. So I press triangle, I hold on another slice of bread, and I tug on it with the like left bumper, which is the opposite corner, and I start twirling that pivot point around. I essentially twirl the object I'm on, and we start flying. And people have done that to speedrun levels. Like, they can beat a stage in 1 minute. Which is amazing.
They just fling themselves, like, bam, all the way to where they have to go.
Yeah, and like,
that's it.
I guess, depending on how the ragdoll, because some of the elements in the stage are kind of RNG.
Yeah.
Like, I think stage 3, the way you toast yourself is you have to get under a desk lamp that's on. And you have to be in the center of the light. So if you're not in the center, you don't start toasting. So sometimes the lamp would be facing the opposite side of the desk, or it's facing a wall, and you have to like pivot it around and all that.
Okay, I'm actually really interested now with I Am Bread. I thought it was just another sandbox, just like Goat Simulator. You can just do whatever you want in the kitchen. But the fact that you have to find where you can get toasted, and like there's an objective.
Yeah, and it doesn't even tell you where to get toasted. It just tells you to become toast. So I'm not sure if each stage only has one method of toasting.
Yeah.
I'd like to think there are multiple methods, and I guess you just gotta get creative with it. Because in stage 1, it's just a straight up toaster that's plugged in, and you can see like the heat waves coming out of it. In stage 2, you have to drop a bowling ball on a television, which will break it and cause it to like spark. Then you have to lay yourself on top of the TV and then flip to toast the other side.
Oh god! So a piece of bread destroyed your TV so that he can
I was about to tell you, but like this game actually has a story, which comes off as like doctor notes at the start of the stage.
Okay.
Because it's about a guy who just got fired from a council or a group, and he's been dealing with a lot of stress and all that, diba? So the doctor is recommending a bunch of stuff, and then the stage starts, and then I'm guessing you'd break something along the way.
Yeah.
Because like the jar is one touch and it breaks. Usually if you just flop yourself hard enough on an object like a plate, it just shatters. And I'm guessing in the process of reaching your objective, you knock some stuff down.
Mm-hmm.
So once you beat stage 1, the doctor note will actually say that I forgot the guy's name. I think Mr. Munez.
Okay.
It'll say he thought a burglar broke into his house because a bunch of stuff has been broken. And the doctor says like, oh, maybe it's just his stress messing with him, and he forgot that he just broke stuff in the kitchen, or like he blacked out or something.
But in actuality, it's just a piece of bread going haywire.
Which is actually funny because once you beat stage 2, the guy actually notices that there's a piece of toast, like a single piece of toast in the room, like along with the broken items, and he thinks it's a message from the burglars. Like, they're telling it's a sign of something.
Oh god, they actually put some good writing in
He's
it.
thinking that he's slowly going crazy. And stage 1 takes place in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Stage 2 takes place in the living room. And like before you start stage 3, the doctor note says that the guy actually wants to try an experiment. So he puts a loaf of bread in his bedroom of like a shitty apartment. So I don't know. I haven't been stage 3 yet, so I don't know what comes up next.
So how many stages are currently available on I Am Bread?
It's either 6 or 8. I may have miscounted lang, but
Okay, I'm quite impressed that they were able to dish out so much like cool elements.
a lot of thought went into this.
Yeah, on a very simple concept where it's just like I Am Bread, and then with
The jam, I had no idea until somebody on the internet said it. And like, what the fuck?
I'm sure the game is to a point where not everybody has like fully like explored like the different things you can do in the object.
I'd like to hope there's a lot more stuff you can do, diba? Because
Yeah.
I thought that when I saw the jam jar could be broken, I thought if I cover myself in jam, maybe it'll increase my rating at the end, diba?
Yeah.
I had no idea that you could just stick to the wall with the jam, or it would increase your edibility drop because of just how sticky you are to the dirt. So like a lot of thought went into this.
I can definitely see that. Based on what you're telling me. How much is I Am Bread? Like as much? Yeah, Will got you the game like for Christmas.
He got it. It was part of his Christmas bonanza. For
$5?
Yeah, I think it was $5, and
Yeah.
not on sale price.
No, it was. I don't. No, it wasn't. Yeah.
Sale was over. So
Well, it wasn't $5. Well, $5 is like what? Because like in Steam now, I'm not sure if it's before you got I Am Bread or not. But
no, he told us
right now
it's $10, pala. Diba?
Oh, now it's like 320 pesos.
Yeah,
like it's now based on
$10.
It's not
$8 or $10.
Yeah. No, it's not 5. No, that's 5.
No, he was gonna give us 10 each, diba?
Oh.
So he had us pick a game that's 400 pesos or something or below. So
But there, yeah.
you get it for
if you wanna-
less on PC. It's really fun.
It sounds a bit fun, and it sounds a bit pretty deep.
I think it's
for a game
in
that lets you play as
like Surgeon Sim. So you can
Unity.
Yeah, you know how Unity has that little default menu, which is like you pick your resolution, you pick windowed mode, and you pick the graphics, which is just fastest, good, best.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that. So it's really simple, and it has controller support. Plug and play, no setting or anything.
That's pretty awesome.
I'm playing it with a PS2 controller, and you can set your face button icons to either the Xbox 360 or a PS3.
Oh, okay.
The L and R's and the X and Y's and the triangles and circles will all be there.
Have you bothered playing the game through keyboard and mouse?
Yeah, it's a clusterfuck, but you can do it.
Okay, it's just easier with the controller, though. I mean,
I've seen people who control it really well with the mouse because I think it gives you a certain control diversity.
Mm-hmm.
Because on the controller, you control the ragdoll with the left stick and camera with the right stick. On the mouse, you control the ragdoll by clicking and dragging. So I guessing to make like the rotating motions, you make a circular motion on the mouse. So I've seen speedruns with the mouse with the flying glitch that I told you about, where they helicopter themselves on another piece of bread across the room.
That's crazy.
So yeah, it's
Well, there, I Am Bread. It's in PC.
Pick your poison, man.
Yeah, 320 pesos, and
It's a fun game.
it sounds like a fun game. I might have to pick it up just for the sake of seeing if the doctor becomes crazy towards the end. Because I'm actually surprised they actually have story.
Yeah,
And
like,
actual mechanics
I
that
can't
actually
wait to
cater
see-
to the concept.
Can't wait to see what the next levels are. Because I'm not looking this up until I get really stuck.
Yeah, that's actually a good way of doing it. Okay, for me though, I was able to play a really cool game within this week. Besides me playing Diablo 3, I'm playing Diablo 3 because seasons are up. Season 2, I'm playing a new character again because I'm crazy. But the one game that during the weekdays I was able to play, I was able to like chill and hang out, was Rogue Legacy.
Yeah.
For like I think 2 weeks now since since it came out in PS Plus. I have it on PC. I bought it, and then it was free it was actually one of the PS Vita free
January, I think.
for the Feb actually.
Oh, for Feb, ba?
It was Feb. Yeah.
So-
Yeah, it was for Feb. It was actually in the PS Vita section because we technically have 2 PS4 games free for us. And then if you go to PS Vita, it's actually Rogue Legacy. But they made available all 3 platforms. It's Rogue Legacy is available for PS3, PS4, and PS Vita. So if you actually go to the PS4 store, you can't see it in the actual featured page. You just have to search Rogue Legacy and then download it yourself manually. So I picked it up. I played it first on PC and I loved it. I don't know why I stopped playing on PC. Maybe because I was playing something else after. But once I downloaded it again on the PS4 and I played with the PS4 controller, oh my god! I think like 4 hours just passed by, and then 30 people died in the whole because
30 children.
30 children or 30 heirs.
That's a
of
lot,
the king.
man.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of generations.
That's a lot.
There should be 5 cars by that time.
Yeah. I don't know how big the family is. They just keep going.
Oh, holy shit.
There's always and there's 3 choices too every single time you die. For those who don't know though, the Rogue Legacy is it's a platformer, and
It's like Castlevania, but
Castlevania-ish
roguelike.
with roguelike. So essentially, you play as one of the heirs from the king. You go through the castle, which is every time you enter the castle, it's randomly generated. Everything's completely different. Different weapons, different items, different enemies, and whatnot. And then once you die, that guy is completely dead. And then you have to reset. You have to go all the way back to the start, and you have to pick your new character, your new heir.
Oh, yeah, when you die, you lose. You can spend all your gold before you pick your character, diba?
Yeah, pretty much.
So,
once you die, you lose that character that you picked, but the gold that you earned during that playthrough will be carried over to the next one. Because essentially, when you die,
it'll be carried over up until you get to the gate, diba?
Yeah, the gate point. So when you die, right, you go to the main menu and you press start again.
Yeah, then you can buff your castle keep.
Yeah, that's where you start. That's where the progression starts to happen. Where you first once you die, you have to pick among the 3 heirs or the 3 new characters you can play with. Once you pick one, that's when you can start spending your gold. And you have to spend all the gold before going back to the castle, because once you enter the castle, they rip you of all that gold again.
Yeah, Death stops you at the gate and said that the toll fee to get inside is all the gold that you're currently holding.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter how much you have. Like you can have 0 gold and he'll still charge you. More or less.
If you have 1. They just get no. Essentially, I think the text is like the fee to enter the castle is 100% of your gold.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
So you have to like either spend it all before, or spend as much as you can before going in, or if you don't have enough, you're just gonna lose it all.
But the upgrades and
the castle is randomly generated each time.
yes, it's randomly generated.
Procedurally generated nonsense also.
Very random, actually. Super random. Like, it does not... I've never seen a castle where it looked very similar, especially with the number of... the different kinds of enemies per room. It's always different. And it's crazy.
Oh, there's a preset of enemies per, like, castle, upper area type, but they shift
really?
the rooms. But, like, you see the same enemy types in, like you only see the wolves in the forest area, ganyan, or the small mages in the first area, or then you encounter the big mages in the attic or something.
No, but in like the first stage, when I was like playing like after maybe 3 hours, you know the big mage that hurls huge fireballs. Like I don't know if it's the second stage or the third stage, but it's a higher level mage. I saw him in like maybe 2 rooms after the starting point.
Oh, actually, the castle.
I don't know why it like.
No, the difficulty scales along with your level.
Oh, okay.
It does it slowly, but it actually scales.
Then some of the harder enemies just start to seep in.
Yeah. But
okay.
Certain enemy types would stay in specific, like how many areas are there? 4 or 5? I think
there are 4. Yeah, it seems like there are 4.
Like the forest, the attic, and the basement, and the main like castle. Yeah.
I'm still working on the attic. I only took care of the main area and the forest so far. But essentially, once you die, though, all the gold is like to improve your errors or like your progression.
Your cast, which will like buff your level, your attack damage, and your skills.
Yeah, so essentially, like if you spend gold to like improve your health or you improve your attack damage, that will carry on to your next heir. So like that new character you pick will have the upgrades you purchased, as well as the armor and the runes.
Yeah, and you can also like you have to buy the merchants there to buy like you activate a section of your keep by buying it, then the merchant will appear in the pathway before the castle.
Yeah, when you unlock that in your castle, you get a blacksmith, and then you can start buying.
Yeah, then you can actually unlock a guy who can lock down the map of the castle before you died. But the penalty for that
the drawback
you get only 50% of gold when you go inside.
40. Actually,
40.
You only earn 40%. And I have never used that guy, like to lock down that castle. Every time I go through the playthrough, I just...
I do that when I find a boss room.
Oh, true. That makes more sense, yeah.
Then I just like blaze through the castle. I just run and gun it. Then like, boss fight.
And there's actually like portals actually to go to from one point.
Yeah, exactly. That's also why. But yun, that's the payoff though, the gold.
The gold, and then I don't know. The longer you go, the farther you go, the more rewarding it becomes. Even if you die, if you like was able to reach like a really far point, and then like I don't know, get 2,000 gold, and then you die, you don't feel that bad because now you have 2,000 to like spend in your castle.
Yeah, but then again,
much improved character.
The price for the buffs on your castle keep get really expensive really fast.
Oh yeah, so, like I'm to a point where 2,000 gold is like nothing.
Nothing, it's chump change.
I know. And I'm like, I don't know, it's very difficult. It's a very difficult game, even though I think I'm past level 50. I think I'm level 62 at this point. If I last time I checked.
For me personally,
so hard.
Yeah, unless you get the air dash, the levels don't matter.
Oh, the air dash I got really early.
Super important.
The air dash and the double jumps.
Oh yeah. The platforming tools is what you really need for that. Because I told you that at the Awesome Games Done Quick this January, one of the developers who ported the game to I think Mac and Linux did the speed run. He beat it in like 30 minutes. Less even, because at the end of the video he was demoing some of the bullshit that happens at the end.
Wait, he went through one character, or he just died intentionally just to upgrade?
Yeah, I think he died 5 times. Because there's an optimal way to beat the bosses with a certain class, which is I think the Hokage. because he does like stupid damage, but he dies in a few hits.
Yeah.
You always start off with the base knight, the warrior, I think, like every time.
Oh no! Speaking of the characters, the areas that you pick once you've died and you have to pick your new character, they have specific traits and classes and a special skill, which is also randomized. So whenever you die, the 3 choices you get for your new character is always different.
Job classes are different, like
Yep, they're always different.
A warrior, like a ninja,
an archmage. You can also be a miner, which like you earn more gold if you're a miner.
Specific abilities like the archmage has stronger magic, which like your sub weapons are just gigantic sometimes.
Yeah, you can be a barbarian. You can do Fusroda. There's a Fusroda ability.
It does an area of effect damage, which is really neat.
Pushback.
And it defeats projectiles too.
Oh, it does? Oh wow, that's actually pretty useful for me. I didn't know that. What else is there? Ninja. You can actually go invisible.
And you're like stupid fast.
You're stupid fast. And I think you have like instant crits. Remember instant crits? Bigger chances for crits.
The Hokage is like double damage, but then you also take double damage.
No, Hokage is like the ninja, but you can teleport. Like you can just like.
Yeah, it's a upgrade of the ninja job because you can do that in the castle keep. You essentially.
And I think the paladin or the warrior you just have the ability to block shit.
Yeah, the shield
triangles block.
Have a lot of life also. I think
you have a lot of life.
The paladin has the shield, the barbarian has just the sword. Aside from
I like that.
Oh, you go ahead.
Sorry, it's Skype. We don't know when we're going to stop or end. I just like the fact that there's a lot of diversity in terms of the different characters you can pick, and it's just you can only choose among 3, which is randomly picked for you. So, like, if there's no one you're just kind of forced to try out these specific classes.
You have to stick with a bad class for one turn, make the best.
Yeah, for one playthrough, and then like I've come to a point where, like, for example, I didn't want to go miner or something, and I was like, that's the best one. So I went there, and I started to like the miner because, like, I'm getting a lot of gold, So thank God I was.
You try to wait for the optimal like job class to fight a boss.
Yeah, that too.
Like
I work for the
Berserk. Like the first boss, which like does bullet hell on you. I would tend to pick the barbarian so I can Fusroda the shot sometimes, or stuff like that. Like even the speedrun wanted the Hokage for the boss fights because it's faster.
Yep. And not only the abilities, they also have specific traits.
Yeah, they have like
these
little
characters.
quirks sometimes.
It's hilarious, of course. I think I don't know one trait, like this character is he sees things black and white, so the whole game is black and white for that specific character.
We have to say what they're called because that's what makes it.
I don't remember that one. I don't remember that one, but
it's color blindness. You're talking about
color blindness. Oh, okay. That does make sense, though.
There's also
another one is dwarfism.
Yeah, which you're just tiny.
You're just tiny. No, but what's really cool is the reason why I mentioned it is because there are specific hidden areas in the castle where you can only enter if you're small.
Tiny. And your hitbox is also small.
And your hitbox is also small. And I think you're also faster. I'm not too sure. Or maybe I think
you're maybe. There's also gigantism, which you're just huge.
You're just huge, but you're so slow, though.
The hitbox of your sword is gigantic, though.
That's true.
There's also that. And there's a few good ones that the ADHD one, which doubles your
running speed. Again?
It doubles your running speed.
Oh, yeah.
So that's really helpful, especially if you're a ninja, because you're just stupid fast.
You're just stupid fast. There's also clumsy.
What's that do?
If you just you just go through a table and it'll break.
Oh yeah.
Remember the candles. You can't step on the box in a sense. Like usually
screw you over sometimes.
Which could save you from like if there's like a spike trap and there's a box on top of it, you can yeah. Because like usually like just like in Castlevania games where you can break candles or tables, you get like either gold or
life or
anything. Yeah, but if you have the clumsy, you can just walk through it and it'll just break for you.
It'll just break.
There's
a few funny ones like nearsightedness, where the only focus point is your character and everything around you is blurry.
It's blur. I hate that. I so hate that. I fought.
It's
I think
not
I
that
fought.
bad, but
It's
if
not
you
that
rely
bad, but it's
on your
annoying.
yeah, if you rely on your peripheral vision for like enemy attacks and reflexes, it can mess with you
Yeah,
a bit.
it definitely messed me up. I remember I tried to fight the first boss, and that one did not end
Oh,
well
have you
at
encountered
all.
the Vertigo one where the game is just
What's
upside down?
No, not yet, but I heard about that. I heard
That
about
one
that
is
one.
horrible. I cannot deal with that.
There's a trait where you actually enter, like, you get jacked in, and it becomes like a Tron stage.
I have not encountered that. That might be new to the PS4
It's
version.
maybe it's the same thing. It's the same stage, but like instead of
The
concrete,
graphics
like
are just
wall,
like Tron-like.
it became like the instead of concrete on the castle, it's like Tron.
Oh, that's cool.
And then
I'm
and
guessing
then
that's new. I haven't
yeah, I don't
encountered.
know what else. I don't know what else special is about that like Tron like world. But I've also encountered like a different version of a specific boss, like the I one. It's called Neon something. So there's a much harder version of it. So I'm not too sure if that's part of the trait, or I just made Chamba on it. There's a lot of traits. I don't know what else is there.
There was one where
There's one where he's flat, like whenever you flip.
yeah
Like, I don't know what that is though.
what that's called, where you're 2D and you actually like twist when you change directions.
Yeah, you can't. I think it's like I forgot the name, but it describes as like you can't see 3D or something like that.
Yeah, you have no depth of field, I think.
Yeah,
That's
depth of
called.
field for 3D.
So,
Yeah.
like even the enemies are 2D, so they flip around them. It's hilarious. There's one where I think you like, parang you're just fond of old school things, so everything is just sepia toned.
Oh yeah.
That's just it.
That's just it.
Wait,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
one I want to mention. I can't remember.
Oh, it's great. I fucking love that.
Uh,
Just that alone. Just like that many.
The
things that
first
change
one
the
I
character.
got was the one where you're like loose bowel, like irritable
Oh,
bowel.
you just keep on farting.
Yeah. When you jump, you'll
Yeah.
fart. When you air dash, you fart.
You fart.
That's just it. That's it. It adds nothing else.
It adds nothing, but it
A
just
fart sound effect.
that's it. That's it.
Oh,
And of course,
so
aside from the trait, you also get those special abilities as well. Like that character will have either a dagger you can throw using your mana or
Yeah,
the axes.
there's
Something like Castlevania. If you guys know Castlevania, like the platformer Castlevania, the old school, like they have the usual, like the arc axe, the dagger,
the boomerang.
the boomerang. And then, like for example, if you play as the Archmage, you can actually cycle between like how many spells.
That's neat.
That's a neat one too. And I don't know, it's really difficult. Like aside from all of that, I'm having a lot of fun, but it's still really difficult. It's actually it's pretty deep of a game because like once you get the blacksmith, once you get the rune person, I forgot her name. Once you go to the castle, you start to get like these blueprints that you can give to the blacksmith in order to make more armor. And then more armor and more weapons will give you more attack damage, more defense, and whatnot. And sometimes a little bit of like new traits like vampirism. Like every time you kill something, you get life
You
back
gain
or
HP
mana
back,
back. Yeah.
You get
So like there's a certain
two traits, diba? Like the quirky one and then something else sometimes. Or
but you have to worry about your weight, so you have to improve your weight. It's that. So there's a lot of thought into this game. Also runes, which is you have to find the runes in the castle, and once you get it, you give it to the rune person. And if you equip those, if you buy it and equip them on your character, I think it's attached to the armor, I think. But once you do that, you get abilities such as like double dash, double jump,
double air
or
dash
triple
is
jump.
Cool.
You can also do a triple jump if you have enough runes. And I think you also have like vampirism, like you can suck mana, you can suck life.
Those get expensive really quick too, so
Yes,
you gotta work that.
And I think like the different armor pieces like head, chest, gloves, boots, I think, and then cape. And then essentially the runes, you can have one rune per piece, per head or something. And then, for example, if you put a double jump rune on your helmet, and you put a double jump rune on your chest, now you can do a triple jump because it stacks.
Oh yeah, that's also really cool.
Yeah, so you can start to mix and match on what works on a specific character you currently chose for that playthrough, and then hope to God you can go all the way till the end and beat the bosses and stuff like that. It's a really cool game. I literally just sat there once I installed it, and played it for the first time, and I just 4 hours just went by, and I was level 50 right there.
I think
It was so addictive.
I think the strongest rune you can get, which changes your sub weapon, is the time stop. The
yes.
stopwatch in
Yeah.
Castlevania, because I saw that in the speed run. And
it's required. I mean, it's
no,
required.
he
It's
beat
essential.
the game legit with new game, with starting a new game, and then he just showed off the stopwatch because it does a funny glitch at the credit sequence, because the credit sequence will show you all the enemy types in a picture frame, and it'll just cycle through like how Mega Man does it, diba? Where they just show you all the enemies. And those enemies aren't just pictures; they're actually active inside the picture frame. And what he showed was if you before you kill the final boss, after you kill the final boss and you exit the castle, if you activate the stopwatch and then exit, all the enemies in the credit sequence are active, and they're all trying to shoot you. So they're just going nuts in the screen, and it's hilarious.
That's actually pretty awesome. There's a lot. This game is actually pretty cool. There's a lot. There's also challenges and everything. It's definitely
there's a lot
worth.
of hidden stuff. Have you found any of the hidden rooms, which gives you a mini game or two, or have you found the jukebox?
I did find a jukebox. Yeah, there's a specific song. Every time I find a jukebox, there's a specific song I always play, and I think it's the boss fight song.
Have you encountered some of the
clown?
No, not
I found
the clown. The shrine statues, the fountains.
What does that do?
It gives you either a random buff or a random nerf. So one of them is it's the shape of Sonic when he jumps in a ball.
Oh, I know. So, I know that buff.
So when you get hit, it's like Sonic dropping rings. You start dropping gold.
It's called the Curse of the Hedgehog, I think.
Yeah. I actually think you drop more than you lose when that happens. So if you set it right, you drop enough, you pick them all up, and then you die in the next hit, you actually earn more. It's tricky because you have to manage your life, and it's kind of annoying sometimes. Right, But there's stuff like that, or just simple buffs like attack up or stuff. It's neat.
And the usual hidden rooms, if you see a little sparkle in the game, there's a way of getting there. That's a chest you can open.
Yeah, it's just chest in the wall, and you just can't reach it.
You just can't see it, you just have to find a way to do it.
Or you mess up the challenge on the way there. Because some of them are you have to do this without getting hit, and it's just a wall of spikes.
Or you can't attack a single person.
Yeah. Or
stuff like that.
It's just annoying sometimes because it's active once you enter the room, and sometimes you don't even see it yet, and I swing my sword, and I can't get the chest anymore.
Oh well, maybe next playthrough. It's a great game though. It's definitely if anybody who has whoever has a PS Plus right now on Feb and hasn't even bothered downloading Rogue Legacy, regardless if it's a PS3, PS4, or a PS Vita, get it. Just get it because it's available for all 3 PlayStation platforms. It's definitely
this game is perfect for the Vita.
It is perfect.
Just imagine this game on the go, right?
Yep,
it's perfect. So
it's perfect. It's a good quick. The playthroughs are if you're bad or good doesn't matter. But the playthrough is a good 2 to 5 minutes.
You want.
Well, you can make it as long as you want, but average, maybe my lifespan will be 5 minutes or something.
Yeah.
And that's a good burst.
5 minutes is a good average run already.
Yeah, and then you get a good amount of gold, which will pretty much move you forward into the game. So it's a really well designed game, to be honest.
Yeah, and if you don't have a PlayStation console, just get it on Steam, yo.
That too. It's actually pretty cheap.
I'm actually planning to restart my entire playthrough on PS3.
You should. I am definitely pumped to finish the game. I'm 2 more bosses.
It was fun.
I have to go through the attic.
I just killed the 4th boss and then the final one.
Yeah, and the final door, I guess, is in the start of the castle. You just see it.
The first guy you control. Your aunt.
Oh, the king.
The first one. No, the guy that you send over to kill the king.
To kill, yeah, okay, that's true.
So he becomes the big knight. Because you find his diary entries within the castle, diba?
Yeah, you do.
Slowly going mad. So
That's true.
It's actually
Yeah, that's true. I think I found around 10 journal
I
entries so
found
far.
like 30, I think.
There's
On the
there's
spot.
30.
There's so much.
Oh, that's actually awesome. Okay, there's a lot more then. There's a lot more.
So
Well, there, Rogue Legacy. So sure
Red
buy.
and Rogue Legacy, yo, get those games. They're
Get
cheap.
those games. They're cheap and they're indie. I mean,
I'm hoping
the independent.
I Am Bread gets a console release because that seems to be the big trend now.
Well, Octodad made it, so
Yeah,
I'm sure the bread can make
Unity
it.
games I think are easy to port on PS4, so because a lot of them seem to be
Unity seems like to be the most user-friendly engine right now for any developer. So it's actually pretty crazy. All right, let's go on to the news. What's been going on in the world of video games this week? Let's start off with something local because this I don't know about you, Biggs, but this is something that's actually pretty big because Ragnarok Online. Everybody, whoever lives in the Philippines knows Ragnarok Online. They pretty much got their feet wet in terms of online gaming. Yeah. Like, it's the first MMO I've ever played, to be honest. Ragnarok Online. Sad bit of news, because now it's officially closing. It's gonna
they're gonna end the servers.
They're gonna end the servers. Ragnarok Online PH is officially closing down. And that kind of sucks, to be honest. I didn't expect it to actually close. I thought they had a great, a strong community, through the years, because we're talking about, after a decade of, being alive and getting kids money.
When did it blow up? 2002, 2003?
3. It came out in 2003, and it just went crazy thanks to that.
Yeah, I remember you had to buy the cards for it. What were they called?
You have to buy the cloud. Yeah, if you want to play a week, you buy a card or a month.
The prepaid card.
Prepaid cards.
And then you also add to that the fee for going to the net shops.
Yes, that.
Because that's what most people would
too.
do.
I was, how old was I then? I was definitely in grade school, I think.
I was like.
Was it? No, high school. Yes, it was.
Second year, third year.
Yeah, it was in high school, and the internet was not that favorable back then.
Yeah, that's also why you would opt to go to a net shop because they had the latest patches and everything.
Yep, and it was, I don't know, I got super addicted
because that was
the concept.
That was the first and I think only MMORPG here for the longest time.
For the longest time, and it's my first experience of of a massive world where everybody is playing simultaneously. Like when you're walking around a desert, you'll find this random person killing a slime, and it's a person playing.
I'd like to say it's the first online game that blew up here, not just MMO.
Yep.
Because up until then, we were all playing LAN games for Counter-Strike and everything.
So that blew my mind, and it was an RPG game, technically, essentially. So that even doubled my interest of I really want to play this. I really want to play it.
A cute anime art style too.
That too.
Sort of resembled FF Tactics in a way because of the lack of nose.
And technically, it's also the first time I actually experienced lag or rage of going through it. It was still laggy, it still had problems and everything. But essentially my point is my whole experience of online games was started with Ragnarok Online, and I think I played it for a good 1 year or something, or 2 years or something. It really was the launching point from there, and then World of Warcraft started showing up, or I started joining World of Warcraft.
All the other online games here.
Yeah, I even played those at MU at one point, or RF, all that crap.
Or Flife, or RAN Online.
I heard about, RAN Online, stuff like that.
They all started blowing up after.
It started blowing up after Ragnarok Online. Sadly, now it's closing down. I'll say it again though, Ragnarok Online for the Philippines. It's not
Yeah, I'm sure it's still running in Korea or something.
Yeah, but the Philippine version, or the Philippine servers.
Finally cutting it. They're cutting the cord.
Yep.
I actually thought this game already shut down 5 years ago.
I thought so too, to be honest. But the it officially closed its servers on March 31, 2015.
I was assuming it was running on a Southeast Asian server na lang, like most MMOs here. and not like
Yeah.
running on the Philippine server. So like I'm actually surprised.
No, but here's a cool thing though. For those who still want to play the game, it's not like you're
Migrate your
done.
character.
Yeah, a migration program will be planned for those who want to continue it on the international servers.
Oh, there you go.
So it's not over completely for like your career as a Ragnarok player. You can go on to the international servers. A new server will be launched on April to cater to you guys, so that you can opt to move to international servers. It's just sad to say, lang, the local version of this game is just going to be closing down. So Ragnarok is still alive, but not here in the Philippines anymore.
Just think of them as like they're moving.
Yeah, they're moving,
and you get to keep all your stuff. You just have to like pack it up and then send it over.
Yep. Ragnarok definitely made waves here in the Philippines. It's one of the first MMORPGs to blow up in this game, like we said. And it's 11 years. It was 11 years of like, it's such a grindy game, but it was 11 years of a community that's just filled with people doing the same thing over and over. And I don't remember the most fun part was PvP, I think. The bosses were not that interesting, if I'm remembering now.
Yeah, because you just grind, but then once you're strong enough,
you just
you're cake. It's a cakewalk.
Yeah, and I think I played the game in the worst possible way, because I started off as an acolyte, or rather a priest, and essentially the priest.
So you need
the
to
way
be
I built it,
with people.
I need to be with the peoples. I need to be healing people.
Otherwise, you just have a stick.
No, it's otherwise I have a stick to beat people up, or I go to the place where zombies are the enemies, so that I can use the heal against them.
Yeah, the undead.
So the healing becomes a fucking damage spell.
Dealer.
Yeah, and I remember that area was just filled with priests, because that's the only place where we can level. It was crazy. But yeah, it's shutting down. Sad to say, sad to hear. Fond memories. One of the reasons why I like online games now. And, it's sad. Very, very, very sad. I don't even know why. I wonder if the community really died down, or if Level Up is just it's not worth maintaining the servers anymore based on the community. We don't know.
But they held on for that long, so a lot of respect to that.
Yeah.
Like what we said, I honestly thought it was already dead.
With tons of other games surrounding Ragnarok Online, and especially the ones now, where it's easier to have access to the international MMORPGs like World of Warcraft, the more AAA versions. Of the genre.
Or there's also Southeast Asia specific MMOs that are still coming out.
Yeah.
You go to an anime convention, usually there's a new Korean MMO showing up.
Yeah.
Or you have the browser-based ones now, like Friendster.
Yep. So mad props to them. That you're right. Mad props. It's hard to be in this really vicious market that's just surrounded with copies or AAAs and different or freemium versions of the genre. 11 years. It was it's actually an incredible feat.
I remember Ragnarok came to a point where people were started selling their characters. They get to a certain level, I'm this level ninja, blah blah blah. You want to buy my character?
Yeah, because you can't. Last time I remember, you can't reset. I'm not too sure if you can reset and shit.
Yeah,
so
you just
still a lot of time spent.
Mm-hmm. Or people would I remember hearing this in net shops. Little kids would look at your keyboard when you type in your password, and then steal your character.
No, yeah, because the weapons, because the drop rates on that game is horrible. Well, not horrible, but really grindy. There's a 0.01% chance of getting this really, really cool weapon. And once you get it, you can get lots of money for it if you sell it, and it's crazy. But yeah, Ragnarok Online for the Philippines closing down. Sad.
I never got Ragnarok because
yeah, why actually? It wasn't your thing?
Huh? What?
It wasn't your thing?
No, just because I didn't go to a lot of net shops then in summer because I just didn't have allowance, so I would just stay at home. That's why I gravitated more to console games. and spend my time there. If I would go out, it would usually just be to play Counter-Strike with my friends.
Yeah.
And the fact that you had to buy prepaid cards for Ragnarok also like didn't help out because like I had to go to the net shop, I had to eat eventually, and then buy the cards pa.
Yeah.
And like naman the net shops in this country like
What a man.
or like no, but you mean like you have kids who you remember net shops would have
children.
you would pay a certain amount, then you could stay there the entire day.
Yeah, you ask for an open account
Open time or something like that.
Yeah.
Like you pay over, I don't know, a set amount of the usual, and then you just open time until you decide to stop playing.
No, essentially you can just like open time and then they just calculate by the hour on how long you've been there, and then once you clock out, then that's your total. That's it. So that's how I used to do it. I just open it out and move. I just do whatever.
And when Ragnarok came to the point where they stopped charging for cards and were just giving out free discs in like magazines and all that, I tried to. I think I tried I remember the disc where they added like weddings and all that because that was on the cover. So like maybe I should try it out now. I think I was like high school, 3rd year, 4th year. When I finally discovered the joys of the internet, and like it took a whole night to update one patch, and then it wanted to update another patch. So like fuck this on dial-up.
That.
So like no,
that
I'm
too.
not playing this.
Actually, that's actually true. That's the reason why like a lot of people or a lot of the game companies were like giving out installers because it takes a while to actually if you want to download the game.
Yeah, because once you get the disc, you have to download all the patches. It's like Battlefield 3, diba? Like all the discs are essentially the same, except for it gives you access to the latest patch or something.
Or the next map pack's what you won't use because you didn't pay for it, but you still download it anyway. Bullshit. But anyway, that's Ragnarok. Very, very sad news. Moving on, we have some E3 news. I think it's the first ever E3 news for 2015. And the big news is Bethesda is actually going to have a press conference this year.
That's weird.
First ever. That's weird.
Weird.
I don't know if Bethesda is like big enough to be like what, EA or
are they a publisher now? Because I know
they've always been a publisher. They've always been a publisher.
All right.
Dishonored.
I saw them more as like a developer company, I guess.
Bethesda is Evil Within.
I know. I only started seeing them as a publisher when they did Evil Within.
They also did Dishonored, to let you know.
Otherwise, I just saw them as they're the glitchy game guys like Fallout.
Like Fallout. Yeah, or Skyrim.
Yeah, those guys.
Yeah, but essentially, they're gonna have a press conference. It's the first ever. Once this announcement was made by Bethesda, everybody was like screaming, Fallout 4! Because there's no other way.
You think that's gonna happen?
I think not.
I have heard they have a lot lined up, but I didn't think it was press conference worthy. Like
I didn't think that Bethesda was big enough to be a press conference worthy publisher. I understand that they've published a lot of games, but it seems like they're much more aggressive because they released the Evil Within, they tested out with Dishonored, their Rage, for example, they're releasing different IPs, new IPs. They did Rage too.
That's weird.
They're releasing different kinds of new IPs. So I think they're really expanding now their lineup or their catalog of games or franchises that they have. And I think this is one of their first steps. Prey was part of... Dude, even Wolfenstein, the new order, they did that.
That's okay.
Yeah, they published that as well. So if you think about it, they actually have a lot.
Yeah, but still not press conference worthy a lot.
Okay, now think about this. If Bethesda does... Because Bethesda's starting first this year. They're going to be the first press conference out the door. It's not going to be Microsoft. It's not going to be EA.
Is it going to be like a big stage or like a private one like Konami's?
I don't know if it's gonna be a private one similar to Konami, but all we know is they're gonna have a press conference and they're gonna be first to dish out the news. And it's the best move because you kind of want to be the first one, to do their thing before EA
before
or
someone
Sony.
steals your thunder.
Yeah. Because right now people are like, oh my god, Bethesda's first ever press conference. Like, we want to check that out. There's got to be a big reason why Bethesda will invest in an event like E3. I'm saying that Fallout 4 might not happen, but that would be a really strong starting point to actually have Fallout 4 come out in their press conference. And possibly, I don't know, I'm trying to guess up like the biggest lineup because they can go Fallout 4, they can go, I don't know, Dishonored 2 maybe. Do you remember a game called Battlecry that was announced last year?
Yep, I heard about that.
That's also Bethesda, so I'm sure that could be there too. I am almost positive they might announce Doom.
Ooh.
I don't know if it's going to be Doom 4. They've been working on Doom for the longest time.
They haven't revealed that trailer yet.
They have a trailer, diba?
No, yeah, but it's still not open to the public.
Yes.
They showed it at,
true.
What was that? It was a convention at that.
I'm not sure it was PAX. I'm not too sure it was PAX or
no.
something.
I think it was like something stupider. It's like DoomCon or something.
But see, that's potential. They also have Doom. It's definitely in the works. Like, we've never seen anything about it.
I'm guessing Doom is the big thing.
It could be a big thing, but Doom. It's Doom. It's fucking Doom. Why not? Another cool thing is, I don't think they'll do anything with Rage. I think Rage will be just Rage. I don't think they'll do anything with that. The Elder Scrolls Online, they just announced they're also going free to play on March. So I'm sure they're going to see that in E3 because I think the console version's coming out on, I think, sometime after E3 or before E3 or something. So they're going to be promoting about that. So I think that alone, that alone plus maybe new IPs they can announce in the press conference is enough to be a good enough press conference, I think.
I've heard that they've been like keeping a lot of game titles secret for a while, so that also they might be revealing a bunch more new IPs as well.
Shit, man! If Prey 2 did not get cancelled, that would have been part of the lineup for sure. Because Prey 2 was Bethesda as well.
You notice that their management style has sort of changed, like with the Evil Within, and they're more aggressive or, like not the usual Bethesda like.
They're more aggressive and more. They're more aggressive and more open to unique ideas, or because the Evil Within, as much as it's a very big risk. It's a survival horror. It's a genre that is not really taken lightly, or taken on like just as much as like an FPS. It's very rare to see a survival horror, and Bethesda to give it a shot to make a big risk.
Yeah, they actually demanded what's his name, Shinji Mikami. To make that, because Shinji Mikami was like, I don't want to make a horror game anymore. And it's like, no, you have to, because we just got you and we need your horror game skills. And
it gives a lot of diversity as well if you think about it. Like, instead of being like all Doom, Quake, and whatever, they have a third-person shooter, survival horror. What else do they have? RPG because of Elder Scrolls, Fallout, stuff like that. And then they have Battlecry for an online game. So all of that I just mentioned, and then maybe maybe 2 new IPs that they can announce, like 2 new ones. It could be it could beat EA at least. It could beat EA because EA has never been a great, or Ubisoft.
Because Ubisoft has very bizarre, lackluster press conferences.
Yeah. So I just hope now that the first ever won't be that cringeworthy, and they just focus straight up to
nothing's gonna beat Konami's, man. Nothing's gonna beat Konami's 2010 press conference in terms of cringe. 2010? Oh man, I wish Will was here to back me up because we talked about this before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the one where they brought out like Mexican wrestlers to promote a wrestling game, and they had them wrestle on stage.
2010?
Like, they brought out like La Parka, and they started just chest slapping each other on stage.
Oh god.
That's a thing that happened.
I thought you were talking about the
Tak Fuji. Who's the guy? He's the guy who says extreme a lot, diba? I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
They had him do an English press conference
Oh,
with his bad English.
with his bad English. Yeah, I don't know why
He
they
just kept
forced
saying
something like
extreme a lot. It was really hype, but it was hella stupid. So I'm sure they're gonna do better than that. So,
No, but there, Bethesda. I don't know what do you guys think? Like, is it gonna be a Fallout 4 leading the charge for E3, or is it gonna be a Doom leading the charge? It's either or, because those are the two that are like official. Like, I'm sure they're working on a new Fallout 4, and Doom is definitely happening. It's definitely in production. We just haven't seen a single bit of gameplay of it. So, you're right, Doom. I'm actually not excited because I think it was shown in QuakeCon. There you go. Because they have a con for Quake. Yeah. And that was pretty hype. Like, I heard like the
and it
Doom
was behind
sound
closed
door.
doors, I think.
It was behind closed door, but
Oh yeah, the door.
the audio was released, and when I heard the audio, like the door opening, like, oh my god, it's Doom. It's Doom.
Yeah, we got the short version out in public. Pero, like the actual trailer was behind closed doors.
Yeah.
And they were hella strict about it then, so we haven't seen it yet until maybe E3, or hopefully they have something new for Doom and E3. It's been a while.
Yes. It's been a while, but that's actually pretty exciting. They're gonna be starting it off for E3. Our first E3 bits of news. It's like it's getting closer. Right after summer, we're back to the whole E3 train. Goody, goody, goody. Moving on. I want to mention this one bit of news, which is actually pretty sad. Because I think it came up, a couple of days ago, like towards the start of the week. One Twitch channel or one Twitch person or personality. Sorry,
the swatter. Is that the one?
the one who got swatted. Yeah. I don't know. It's been happening more often than not, like recently, for like these Twitch streamers, and it's just really bad.
Yeah,
I don't know. I wanted to mention it.
For those who don't know about swatting, is like say, kunyari, Carlos is streaming a game.
Yeah.
And I'm a mischievous child, and I want to prank call someone. I'm gonna call the SWAT team over to his house, saying that he's doing terrorist activities.
Yeah, or you're holding
to,
someone hostage.
Yeah, you get to see the SWAT team actually go into his house and like do their thing and halt their game. So yeah, that's the new dick move that kids are doing on the internet now.
Yeah, and because like I think someone might get the official address of that certain personality streaming right now, a really famous streamer, and they'll do it for entertainment.
Yeah,
they think it's funny.
They think it's funny.
But the reason why I'm mentioning it now, it's been happening for quite a while. Even last year, we had a couple of cases of that in Twitch and everything. But this one in particular that happened this week, the recent one, is because the guy was literally mortified in what happened.
Wasn't he like a former soldier then?
He was a former soldier, yeah. And he generally plays Clash of Clans, and I forgot what other game he does. That's what he...
Clans, wow.
Yeah, I know, but he had like 4,000 people watching him or something, 2,000. Like, he's a Clash of Clan, I think expert, I guess, or...
He's a Clash of Clans master.
That's his niche. That's his niche in terms of streaming games. And once he was... I know, and also, what's that online MMORPG? RuneScape?
Mm-hmm.
I think he also played that as well. I think he's playing RuneScape as well as playing Clash of Clans on the side. Like, he split the screen.
Oh, that's cool.
So anyway, the guy was doing his usual streaming in Twitch, Clash of Clans and RuneScape, and, he got swatted. SWATs came in, everything. All of that happened, and then after that, he released a video saying how mortified he was because 10 cops just went inside his house and was like pointing their guns at his whole family at gunpoint, 10 of them. And he was just like bawling and was just terrified on that kind of situation because the one who opened the door was his younger brother, who was like, I don't know, I think he was like 10 or 12. And he was like saying that this is not cool because there was 10 cops literally pointing a gun at my younger brother at his head. I mean, like that's what he was saying. Like, how can you fathom that kind of concept? Like, we could have died if we agitated these cops because they were just doing their jobs. They were just doing like, it's a threat. We have to barge in and deal with it. And then we have to consider them as suspects already. So like they're roughing them up. They're like tying them up, whatever. Also the kid. And then when they had to explain that it was just a small little prank by the viewers and all that, of course they died down and everything. They said sorry. They were even saying that they were actually pretty embarrassed by that. They even know what swatting is, but they can't distinguish which is real or not. They can't consider it up.
They can't just take anything as a joke.
Yeah, so they have to always consider it as a real threat. So there's no choice. They have to do it. And the reason why this is a very, very a meaningful one or like a very serious one is because it's true. Like even to the point that people that are not unaware of like these things get affected. Like that child, I'm sure, like the 12-year-old child is now like mortified because now there were cops just pointing a gun. He's traumatized. Yeah, that's the perfect word. And all because of a prank of some guy because he got the address and decided to call the cops on the streamer. Why? I don't know. But in my book, you technically threatened his family for kicks.
Yeah, that's what they did. They caught the guy, but they caught the kid who swatted this soldier.
There's one, yeah. There's one. No, not that one specifically. I don't know about that case. It just happened this week.
A swatter, I guess.
The first one, I think one of the first ones who got swatted, they caught the one who did the prank call, and they gave him 15 years in jail because you used police resources and you pretty much almost you gave it in a weird situation where you almost threatened someone else's lives because of a cop confrontation. Like he got 15 years. The one that I'm talking about right now, it's not resolved. I don't think they know who did it exactly yet, but that's one of the latest ones that happened recently.
No, because there was an article that came out a few days after the swatting one where they said that they caught a swatter. I didn't actually read into the article. I just assumed that it was the most recent swatter. So
I hope it's the most recent one because that's not cool.
And it was just like a picture of a long-haired, like fat kid who looks like he's probably 13 or 14. I don't know. So the whole swatting concept, that just shows them how horrible the internet world could be. Yeah.
Or the concept of being a troll, because you can insult someone with like, oh, I hate what you're trying to do as a personality here in the internet or whatever.
I'm
what you're trying to do.
Of your success, so I think this is.
Yeah. But when you start threatening their own family, would they have no recollection or no idea on what they do? Like it's completely separate. Because some swatters, like they get them themselves get affected, but once a family member gets affected, that's just too much.
I think there are some states now who are like more aware of swatting, so they're not like super rough anymore with some of the, like, I guess the streamer.
Yeah.
Because I've seen somewhere you actually see the cops go into the room and just like casually look around and then just walk out, and then the guy continues streaming about 10 minutes or 20 minutes after, like no problem.
Yeah.
But then if they're unaware or like, I guess it also like the ethnicity of the family could also affect their judgment. Mm-hmm. Because of course they're like, oh, he's not white, so he's probably a terrorist. So that could also just subconsciously affect the swatters, and they could just get rough without any other factor.
Yeah, this is a random element.
It's a dick move.
It's a dick move. It's a random element that happened to a very
unfortunate.
Unfortunate, a very famous niche right now, like Let's Players or live streamers or whatnot. Like that whole concept of being a live streamer and being paid to do it is very rare. Right? I mean, it's very new to a lot of people, and it's getting big now. And then these things, they have no regulations to protect these personalities at this point. Because it's so open. Like, everybody can just watch it. You never know. Maybe someone from Germany did this. I don't know. You never know. Anybody can do these things. And it's just horrible. It's really, really horrible. I think you can go to YouTube right now and there's like top 10 people who got swatted.
Oh, yeah,
There are videos like that. And I remember there's also a child who was like, I don't know, maybe in high school. He got swatted. He got freaked out. He was playing a Call of Duty game. and he got swatted. And it's like, so apparently the people who do this, they don't care, like, if your personality or your kid or whatever. No, they'll just do it for
they
for a
just
good
do
laugh.
it for kicks because they're stupid.
I know.
I think it's funny until it happens to them, and then they go, "I'm so sorry."
No, but I just like the one who got caught, and then he got 15 years, because that's what you get for doing something that dumb.
There's a YouTube Call of Duty guy who a person tried to get him swatted, and I think the YouTube guy, I forgot his name, Burnsy, you know him?
Mm-hmm.
Burn, Minnesota, something.
No.
So Burnsy, he knows someone in like the police force, and was able to get the kid's address. Then he started shit talking him on the internet, like, I know where you live, I know your mom's name, so if you ever swat me again, I'm gonna send police to your house. And like the kid was like, I'm so sorry, I thought it was just a joke, and again, I'll never do it again. Then like he made multiple accounts, but Burns was still able to find him, and like he made this kid sure that he was never gonna do it again.
That's just
like without super cyberbullying, but like he was able to like scare the kid. But like I can find out your details as well if you can find mine. Yep. So like these kids are just like irresponsible. They don't know until like it happens to them. Telling it like people are stupid.
No, I remember the one people are stupid. I remember the one I was saying, like the one who got 15 years. The guy who got 15 years is, I think, just a child. I think it's just a kid.
These are mostly like teenagers.
Yeah, I know, and I remember there's a video of like when he got the sentence, like 15 years, he started bawling. Are you shitting me? Because they treated him as an adult. Cause I don't think he's legal yet, and they treated him as an adult in that case.
If he's
no, like I'm saying, they're not putting him in juvie. They're treating him as an adult, even though he is not legally. Like they're based on it's a case by case thing. Like they can treat him as an adult.
Or it could also vary depending on the country it happens.
Yeah, but this one's in the U.S. and then boom, there you go.
There you go. So swatting is super illegal, guys.
Oh, swatting can be. It's really illegal because you're wasting cops' resources.
Time, yo. Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah, they could go to someone's fake house, but while you made them go all the way there while there's an actual crime scene going or a crime happening.
Mysteries.
Or they could be finishing all the donuts, and you never know. That's a horrible joke.
They could be costing Krispy Kreme valuable dollars.
I know.
Especially on Valentine's Day. Don't be a dick, kids.
Don't be a dick, especially in the internet. Anyway, yep, that's another horrible bit of news. Another one, which is this one. This is a bit of news that's in tie to what we lost last week.
Say what?
If you remember last episode, the bit of the footage that we lost last week. This bit of news is connected to this because Eurogamer officially drops the review scores.
Oh, it's not in. Oh wait, here I say it now.
In our little spreadsheet. Yeah.
I didn't scroll far enough.
We were. If you guys listened to our last episode, in 69. Towards the end, we did mention that we lost like 30 minutes of our footage because, PLDT being PLDT, we lost connection, and then when that happened, we lost the recording as well.
Yeah, but the software.
And we kept going.
The software failed when PLDT cut us off the first time.
Yeah, and we didn't know, so we kept them going, assuming that we're still going.
PLDT is directly involved.
Yeah, it's directly involved. So, but the one that we lost, we were talking about review scores and its effects. This one is pretty much obviously related to it. Eurogamer just completely drops it. Like, there's no more review scores. Like, if you go to like the latest review I think is for Majora's Mask on the 3DS, and it's just a review, one page. And it just has a little stamp of like recommended.
Cool.
And then that's it.
Yeah, because we were talking about last time where they had review scores, but it would be in small uncolored text.
Yeah, the most
for it. If you
you have to squint if you want to see the score.
You gotta put in the work.
And their reason for doing this is because they're trying to stay ahead of the game industry on how it's evolving in general, because with how everything is now, with how many MMORPGs, MMOs, free games, or like free-to-play games, games that release day one patches, stuff like that,
Oh yeah.
and games that patch
Afterwards.
constantly or afterwards.
Like fucking Destiny is a prime
Or
example for
yeah,
that.
Destiny is definitely the prime example of why Eurogamer is like saying that this is we have to have a
just a
change
different
on how we. Yep. Because Destiny is the perfect example on why they're doing it. Like for example, if Eurogamer was asked to make a review of the game before it launched, and then make it release that piece of article on the day the embargo lifts. If you read, it's a bad review, whatever. You read it, you get their impressions, but 6 months after, that review technically will not be accurate anymore because they fixed patches, they added new stuff, they added whatever. That piece of review is not anymore relevant anymore to help you with your purchase decision of that game. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So now, like I think another best example I think right now with the latest is Evolve. Evolve just came out now for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. And when the embargo was lifted, maybe majority of all the game sites did not release a score, except GameSpot and IGN. I think they didn't release a score because it's an online game only, and they don't know how the game would feel after 30 hours, or after 50 hours, or 40 hours,
or when
what
the
they would
servers
add.
are dead.
Look, there's an offline version of that.
Oh, okay.
There's an offline version of that. You can play bots now. Even
Oh, you're
LAN.
still talking about Destiny.
No, I'm talking about Evolve.
Oh, Evolve.
Oh, you didn't know? Yeah, I'm talking about Evolve.
Yeah, I spaced out for a sec. I'm blaming the lag.
No, we're talking about Evolve. Like I said, most of the reviews are just pending. They're not giving a score. They're playing it as
They're
they
waiting
go.
for patch 30 or something.
Yeah.
Version 1.0.0.1.5.6. Some nonsense.
Some nonsense. But I really like that though. I really like the fact that they're doing this. And it's the best way to do it actually. And then they have like three logos. Like the silver one is recommended, of course, for Eurogamer. And then the gold one is essential for Eurogamer. And I think they're ones of saying it's a bad game. It's like there's a red thing called avoid. That's just it. That's it.
You think if we ever get back to reviewing?
Maybe.
Because that's actually an easier way to rate the games without also taking into apart the account. It's hard to score a game because
it's hard to score because of how games can now evolve through the years.
That there's also genre differences and personal interests and all that. So this is actually an easier and more understandable way of rating the game. To try to buy or no.
Yeah. And this new review system for Eurogamer is I really like it. We just might implement something like this. You never know. Another good site also is Kotaku. As much as it's not the ideal site for me in terms of reviews.
Yeah, it's not the ideal site for news because
but the review is actually pretty spot on because it's either buy or not buy.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it is? Yeah, it's simply what it is, and then there's an article.
Yeah, if Kotaku gets praised for something, it's their review style.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good thing.
And which is actually pretty interesting. I don't know why, but Eurogamer was also saying that as much as we're not giving more a score, they're gonna stop updating the reviews because you know how when they update reviews because how the game is changing, they're gonna just release it as is, and then they might release it either they might most likely release a full re-review rather than just updating a specific article.
Oh yeah, okay, I get it.
Yeah, if it's a radical change for example Destiny,
it's just gonna have a new post,
a new review, yeah, which is actually a good way of doing it. This is how it was before.
I think that also helps out with their SEO and all that. If it's a newer post.
But since they have no more score, they're out of Metacritic, which it's okay.
The big wigs need to learn that Metacritic numbers isn't everything because Metacritic is also sort of broken. which we got into last time, but then we lost most of that.
Yeah, I know.
That audio.
Anyway. But, good for them. Good for them. The games are changing, and the way we express our impressions of a specific game has to change as well. And I think the scoring system needs to be, I guess, further discussed on how to really accurately give a good impression to help the consumers get a more accurate buying decision if either this is a good game for them or not. Stuff like that. And there. Good job, Eurogamer. Good job.
Yay.
Another good bit of news. Just Cause 3 got a fucking trailer. Oops. It's a bit too foul, I'm sorry. But it's Just Cause 3.
It's not the trailer we deserve, but it's not the one we need.
It's a game coming out in the end of this year, actually.
No. What bugs me is, we'll get into this with another Square Enix trailer, but what bugs me is they already announced this before, and we only got cinematic
screenshots.
Yeah, we got like big ass beautiful screenshots, and now we just got a cinematic trailer. Diba?
It's fine. It's like Feb, and then the game's out on holiday. They have a lot of time. So
no, but just like a sliver of, I don't know, just like how it's gonna look.
Hey, we got the wingsuit. It showed
that's the only important part of the trailer, unless you also take the song, Firestarter or something.
Do we have, the Firestarter song, but do we have any other information about Just Cause 3, aside from, well, I guess the wingsuit?
I don't know if, going off the screenshots, it looks to be Just Cause 2, but better.
But better, right? It just looks like
it's not a bad thing at all.
An upgraded version of Rico Rodriguez's chaotic.
The explosions look so good in those screenshots. It's stupid.
I'm sure they spent a lot of time just to make those explosions.
Remember, like Brad from 4Player Podcast, where he just played the demo of Just Cause 2, like I think for 5 hours.
He was just dicking around.
Yeah, and like he kept saying like add all of this with the explosions of Red Faction Guerrilla or something like that. Because Red Faction had really gorgeous explosions because you can blow up everything.
And then just add
to it the verticality of Just Cause 2 and like the scale of the world, which looks Just Cause 3 looks like that because the explosions look super nice. It's not just like 2D images growing anymore. We've gone past that. There's particles now. It's a new era for smoke.
It's a new era of new age gaming. But there, Just Cause 3,
explosions.
I think you're the only one who has a huge experience with the Just Cause franchise. I never played a single one. All I know is a chaotic open world game.
Get 2 on PC because the online mode is also stupid.
I know I should. It's dirt cheap right now. It's like less than 100. It's like less than 100 pesos, I think, in Steam right now. I should definitely pick it up already because they have a multiplayer thanks to the fucking thanks to the mods. It's funny.
Yeah, those mods are amazing. But imagine because you know how the grappling hook works, Iva.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can almost go anywhere because the grappling hook like goes really far. Then you can grapple dudes to each other or cars or everything. And just imagine being able, because you also have the parachute in 2, which like you can air glide or something to slow down your descent and sort of aim where you're going. Then you can you have an infinite number of parachutes. So like that's how you traverse the world for the most part. Hello.
You can stay online. I mean, like in the air with the parachute.
Yeah. You can also control your direction with if you combo the parachute with the grapple. So just imagine a straight up flight suit with all of that. It's basically, you can fly almost now.
Yeah.
Diba?
But there, Just Cause 3.
I just want gameplay or like just
I want gameplay. Yeah, I don't know anything about Just Cause.
I'm never really a fan of cinematic trailers unless I know what to expect. Because they can easily fuck this up, then.
Oh, it's Square Enix, man.
They're publishing it. They're not developing it. I forgot who.
Oh, okay, that's better. I have better hopes now then.
Which can we get into the other Square Enix game, which is another game that they actually developed. They just announced earlier today Dissida Final Fantasy for Japanese arcades.
Just for Japanese arcades.
So far, man, like there's a trend now where everything's just getting ported to PS4. because I guess it's easier.
True.
So we're getting a sequel to one of my favorite PSP games, which I never thought would actually. I never
Is that
thought
considered a sequel though? Is that considered a sequel?
Because they introduced, I think, a new Final Fantasy XIV character in the roster. And Dissida naman is about like an infinite war that loops and loops.
And you have all the famous.
The sequel actually took place before the first game in terms of story.
Okay.
The Duodecim was actually a prequel story, but had more characters.
I didn't know that. I thought that was a sequel.
Dimensional infinite loop bullshit, so you could just keep making sequels of this and adding more characters. And it looks glorious. Like hyper realistic Square Enix. I look like a Japanese anime guy character. It's kind of scary.
Do they have the Final Fantasy 15 character already there or no?
15, not
the metrosexual guy.
The Lightning's there again.
Oh, of course.
They showed
anything Square Enix is there.
They showed Warrior of Light from FF1. They showed Cloud. They showed Cloud was just there. They didn't show off his move list. They showed Terra from FF6 doing a bunch of magic, which she had also in the PSP games. And Lightning and a few of her new moves, and the FF14 character, I think, which I'm guessing has active job change. It looks.
So what you saw, it's pretty much the gameplay would be somewhat similar.
Yeah,
it's just gonna be
the same. Like they were dashing the same way as the PSP game, the air dashing where you just like tap block triangle, I think.
Yeah.
You fly in that game and you sword fight in the air. It's beautiful, man. Because you remember how like all those Square Enix cinematic trailers look, and how you wish that we reached the gaming age where everything looks like that.
Yeah.
It's like that. Like it looks better
if they get a port, then cool. If they get a port, yeah.
I'm guessing it looks like it can run on PS4, and Japan has a habit of porting arcade games to consoles.
No, and then PS4 is getting a lot of the next gen consoles are getting a lot of ports right now. So
yeah, and I think it's a whole lot easier now because on PS4. What I'm hoping is because I'm sure this is going to get a PS4 release and maybe even a Vita release if they're smart. But I'm just hoping it gets an English PS4 release. Because, it's not going to matter if you can't fucking understand the words. Like, you can...
It's either that, or you'll Google how to speak or read Japanese.
You can play Dissida in Japanese, but, like, if it's going off the first game, where accessory multipliers matter because of how you deal damage, then you need to learn how to read Japanese.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the AI is going to kick your shit. So, yeah, this game gets a longer gameplay demo than it should have for a reveal, then Just Cause gets nothing.
You're really sour about the fact you didn't get anything from Just Cause, are you?
Yeah, it just came right after Just Cause then, diba? Like, so that makes it extra salty. But it might be also like a thing where the Japanese need to know everything about a game or a movie before it comes out. Like, they don't sizzle it up by just giving you hints and pieces of like what's exciting, or they don't cover it up in PR bullshit like what Ubisoft does. Like they show you everything.
Yeah, they show you everything.
Like they have like even for the stupid Gundam strategy games, which is the same game for 10 years now, they give you 30-minute trailers of that.
Isn't that similar to how Nintendo does it? Like
Exactly.
very detailed, like
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Nintendo's fucking Japanese as shit.
Yeah, they are.
They tell
It's so weird when they talk their games. Like, it just feels like so
like
long.
I appreciate it, but like Nintendo needs American marketing because they also have a division in the States.
Yeah.
At least Square Enix, like they're still kind of weird with that, with their localizations.
But that's Square Enix doing something. Like they got Just Cause 3.
They might be scumbags, but they still have good games.
Yeah, they're still there. They still are using Lightning as much as I don't want them to use Lightning.
Lightning's never gonna go away.
I hope they do.
Yo, that's Tsuyo Nomura's waifu. She's not gonna disappear. Plus, she can straight up dimension hop. That's canon now.
I know.
She's gonna appear in everything.
Shakespeare and everything. Anyway, moving on to not a depressing bit of news, not a good bit of news, but a hilarious bit of news. Because Peter Molyneux is back on the news.
Are you sure this isn't depressing? It's kind of depressing.
I don't know. It depends on how you want to take it. But Peter Molyneux is having a very bad week, some say to say, and because he is doing what he does best, as usual. So, Peter Molyneux, for those who don't know, he's a game developer, best known for theme park, Dungeon Keeper, but more
Fable, Black
known.
and White.
Yeah, Fable, Black and White, but more known, and pretty much got a take on the game industry because of Populous in 1989. It's pretty much he's the god of the god games in a sense, and he's of course the more famous ones or the most recent ones, of course, is the Fable series. Like he made Fable and everything. He made it. He talked the way out of that damn game. Anyway, yeah, he went out of Microsoft. He made a company called 22 Cans, and he is making a game, or he was making a game called Godus.
He kickstarted it, diba?
He kickstarted Godus back in 2012, and it's kind of like a
long ass time ago. If you think of
a long ass time. It's more like a reinvent of
God.
like the similar Populous game, like the God game. It's somewhat similar to that. And yeah, he kickstarted it, and he, just like how Peter Molyneux does his thing, he gives so much promise on like what you can do.
Yeah, he butters up his words too much.
Yeah. Like I said, it kickstarted in 2012. He was asking for 450,000.
That's actually not a lot for Kickstarter.
Yeah, but he got 526 in the end, and enough to
No,
even
didn't
get
he get like
stretched.
700 something?
I don't know.
I remember reading
based on the
750
numbers.
plus.
But he definitely hit his goal, and he went past it, and he was able to get a couple of stretch goals funded. But the problem is, we're now in 2015, and Godus is not still as intended when the Kickstarter page first started. Now the big problem that happened this week is in YouTube, Peter Molyneux and some of his developers released a community video and started talking about the mistakes they've had in between the production, how some of the Kickstarters that are supposed to get like some kind of I guess swag or whatever, like just for funding those that, is not gonna get as intended. Like they're not some of the backers will not receive the rewards for helping the development. Because of I don't know, reasons.
No, because this is actually a recurring theme in Kickstarter. So they promise a lot, and they actually
they didn't promise.
Underestimate the cost and all that. Because you have to take into account, especially if it's physical items. But you ask for X amount, then we're gonna send this to you. But that also includes, they need to take into account the shipping, the packaging, blah blah blah, which they don't. Well, a lot of people actually don't take into account, and that alone ends up having them losing more money than making. Then people who don't know how Kickstarter works keep saying, "Oh, you just pocketed all the money for yourself," blah blah blah, which they actually cannot do because Kickstarter money gets taxed by the U.S. government. And
no, but I don't know. If you think about it,
they tend to promise too much, and it overwhelms them. But, nobody knew that back in 2012. Diba?
Yeah, but what we know about Kickstarter now, and what we know what Peter Molyneux is capable of, is the worst mix in the
fact
world.
That it was Peter Molyneux. You should have known.
It's the worst mix in the world, because if anybody has played Fable or any Fable game, Peter Molyneux always overpromises, tells you all these things that can happen in Fable, and when Fable comes out, nothing that he mentioned ever was not even in the game. They were he was fluffing the hell out of the game, and then it just became Fable 3 became a complete mess. I did not like Fable 3 at all.
Dude, my favorite example is remember when Kinect was going to come out?
Mm-hmm.
It was still, I think at the time it was still called Project Natal.
Yeah, that was the first name.
That feels so long ago. Oh my god.
I feel so old.
But remember, Peter Molyneux had a game called Milo. Remember that? That little kid.
He's the one who presented
that was Peter Molyneux's thing. Like, you can become friends with this child. He's gonna learn through you. You're gonna talk to him and you're gonna care about him. That game never came out.
That game was just
That's the
whole presentation. Like, Milo, come over here. Let's read something or something. And
like,
then
you mean he showed that at E3 ata, diba? Like, it was E3. I could clearly see it was bullshit, but like, there was potential, diba? Like, nobody knew how the Kinect was a piece of shit before.
Yeah, and it's a concept.
It's like it's mind blowing, like future shit, diba? Nah.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna get to teaching it's amiibos before amiibos. But as a little boy, that you can go into a park named after a chocolate drink, and like that game never came out. Like, if it came out, sure, but the fact that it didn't, and he buttered it up so much. Molyneux, how Peter Molyneux.
And Fable, like the things he talked about Fable before, really, I think even Fable 3 or Fable 2.
Fable 2 palang was already telling. Then Fable 3 was just much, much worse.
Yeah, like how your hero, once he grows up, he'll affect the world and everything. It's not. You do not affect anything. You just go through like a regular game.
Peter Molyneux is his own worst PR nightmare.
I know, and he does not. He has his own company now. He's not in Microsoft. He's still the same old Peter Molyneux, it's getting worse.
Instead of like Project whatever, it should be Peter Marketing.
Well, anyway, that happened. Like the community was like just pissing off, but they got mad. Like some Kickstarter backers were not going to receive their own rewards, and then during that video, they also announced they're going to shrink the development team that's working on Godus. And now he said that Peter Molyneux is going to be like, will be looking away, will be looking at a different game, while his other team is going to be finishing up Godus.
Basically, he's giving up on the game.
Basically, he is. Like, the Godus is not done. He's been funded to develop Godus. It's not done. And he is now going to look into another game called The Trail.
Oh god, that also sounds stupid. The title.
And so everybody's getting pissed because what? You're just gonna walk away from a game that you got famous for, or a genre you got famous for?
I heard about this before, like on another podcast and everything, but I wasn't really paying much attention because once I heard the name Peter Molyneux, I was like, oh, I know. But then you showed me the video about the interview.
Yeah.
Like, it's so much worse than I thought. And then I started reading the comments below. And when he mentioned that he's shrinking the development team and mentions only 2 names, so a lot of the comments were like, so it's basically just this guy and that guy.
In the video, because there's like 3 of them in the video, I know.
And you could also see in the face of the interviewer about I'm not having any of this. He's just being polite by not saying anything, but you can see on his face. And even the other dude beside him, who's the guy with the long hair, diba? He wanted Peter to just shut up sometimes because he was adding more fluff to already bad fluff.
Already bad fluff. It's really a bad news for the community. You're making it worse. Yeah. So but that's what happened in the video. But that's not where it ends, because it was literally a horrible week for Peter Molyneux. Because after that, they're also talking about because apparently Godus had a challenge, or like a mobile game challenge, and someone won it. There's a guy called Brian Henderson who won, and what he won was he was able to be the god of the gods. And what it means is he was able to play the god of gods in the game and have 1% of profits or something, and share 1% of the profits of the game. And essentially, you can play as a god in real time against other players. Once he won that challenge and that he was given that opportunity, he was never contacted or updated about what's going on. If he's going to be able to.
I think the way he won the thing, then I think he also gets a say in development in terms of concept.
Yeah, in terms of development as well.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Basically, he said he got contacted once and then never again.
Never again, and the guy was also saying that he used to follow up every month. And then he just flat out just forgot about it. And we're talking about this, he won this challenge a year ago. It's a year ago, and he still has nothing. And then, according to Peter Molyneux, one employee left the company in 22 Cans. So he was in charge of contacting Henderson. And
He just
that's
left.
the reason. He left. He left the company. He was supposed to be in charge of talking to the winner. And since he left, there was no follow-up. There's no one else who kind of endorsed the responsibility. And like so Monos was saying it was terrible and atrocious that happened to him though.
It's fucking
Maybe. But the thing is though, even if 22 Cans can actually connect with it or communicate with the winner, the function of what he could do
was already
doesn't exist in the. It's not even implemented in the game yet. Because they're supposed to give a UI to the actual to him to actually manipulate the game or something, like a certain UI. But it's like they have no choice but to actually do what's going on with what he chooses to for the game for what to happen in the game. And so a year later, you give a challenge, someone wins that challenge, and a year later. You still don't give him the opportunity to get what he won. And even if you want to, it can't happen because it's not implemented in the game yet.
If the game comes out even.
I think it's out already in iOS. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Godus is already out in iOS, and I think also in PC, but it's not done. It's still in early access, I think.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
See, I couldn't finish the video interview because it was just so bad. I was doing something more fun before that. Then he showed me the video.
And the Polygon article, there's an article because they're doing an interview with Peter Molyneux. There's an article he told the publication that he hopes backers will finally see the game they really did pledge for in 6 to 9 months time. And Peter Molyneux is already out by then. It's better than nothing. But
better than nothing.
We're talking about a Kickstarter that happened in 2012, and it's how much more of a I don't get it.
Yeah, it comes out more scumbaggy just because of the fact that it was crowdfunded. But then issues like this happen because it's crowdfunded also. But they don't
and it's Peter Molyneux.
Yeah, they don't have like a steady stream of income and all that. Like we've also seen previous Kickstarter companies
that's failed.
That shut down because they ran out of money to pay the employees.
Yeah.
Diba?
That's true.
Because the money came from Kickstarter only and nothing else.
But we should have seen this coming. It's a Peter Molyneux company doing Kickstarter.
Like, why haven't people learned yet?
I know.
Diba? Like, you should know by now. Like, if Peter Molyneux says something that's too good to be true, it is. It's too good to be true.
No, but here's the last kicker of this Peter Molyneux talk because he knows he fluffs his games a lot. And he knows what his worst enemy is himself.
He hates that people call him out for it. It's fucking true.
But the events of what happened this week convinced Peter Molyneux to retreat from making public announcements of this sort that he's known for. He actually had a quote.
He's been hiding the internet for a while until this happened again.
Until this happened, yeah. But he said that there's a quote there. He was saying he loves working on games. It's his life, and he's so honored to be a part of the games industry. But I understand that people are sick of hearing my voice and hearing my promises. So I'm going to stop doing press, and I'm going to stop talking about games completely. Okay. And actually, I'm only giving you this interview now in answer to this terrible and awful emotional time over the last 3 days. I think honestly, the only answer to this for me to completely stop talking to the press. So that's so he was saying that, okay, this is a Guardian article, it's a Guardian interview, the Guardian interview, and he's saying this is my last interview. And he promises this is my last thing. But people, some of the writers now are saying that this wasn't his last interview because after he talked to the Guardian, he talked to 3 other people. So he couldn't even keep that promise. He couldn't keep that promise. Because the comments are saying so even him saying that he won't stop talking, he can't keep that promise true.
Maybe after, you never know. Maybe he already set all these interviews beforehand.
No, I know, but it's just funny.
He's just fulfilling it
that way.
Well, yeah, but that's obviously like a butthurt comment from Peter Molyneux, and he's vented out like this before.
No, that's him being butthurt. People don't like me. Yeah, but that's a quote from him already.
Dude, you can tell that he fluffs things up by the hand gestures he makes in his videos.
Yes.
Because obviously he can't say anything else, so he's just making it up as he goes on.
But it's just sad though. Like even before all this bullshit, like he gave us really awesome games. Black and White was pretty cool. Dungeon Keeper is still one of my most memorable games up to today. Dungeon Keeper is such a good game, and Fable 1 was actually a good game. Believe it or
Yeah.
not. It was actually a pretty decent game. I can't say about Fable 2 because based on how Peter Molyneux was like, promoting that damn game, I didn't want to get it on day one. I did not want to get it on day one. So, damn it.
No, people should
Oh,
know
well.
by now Peter Molyneux. Like,
Yeah,
should
no.
fully expect. And yeah, if it sounds too good to be true, it's too good to be true.
I was seeing his list of projects when he was working in Lionhead Studios. Project Milo.
There it is.
It's gone.
Never
It
came
never
out.
happened.
Never came out.
Never came out.
And it's not even like a game that get repurposed into something else. Like Capcom does that, but like they come up with a game, and like all the Resident Evil 4 would-be's, like they scrapped that and made it a different game. Like that's how we got Devil May Cry.
No, yeah.
Pero
The
Milo just didn't come out.
No, the quote-unquote elements from Project Milo that you're talking about, where you can like teach a kid or a virtual kid whatever. The quote-unquote elements from that was implemented on Fable: The Journey. So the development time
The
for
Journey,
Milo
the
was fucking
fucking rail shooter one for
yeah. It says here.
wow.
When I'm doing some research about it right now.
Wow.
Like if that's true, that means they just they scrapped it and let's just
They
do
used
it
the same engine. I'm
or
guessing.
something like that. Yeah. But it's just sad. Peter Molyneux, damn it.
He should just
I can't believe
he shouldn't stop talking about games, but he should stop like doing PR for himself or something like that.
He should stop doing PR. He should just make the games.
Should hire a man to talk for him.
or a woman or anybody else.
Or a demon goat god from Black and White. I don't know.
It's just funny.
A puppet Molyneux. He should hire the guy who does the Peter Molyneux Twitter. Because Peter Molyneux drops wisdom.
Lots of wisdom. That's just horrible. Godus. I think it's free on iOS right now. I think we're gonna try it out, but it's also it's I don't know, just for kicks, seeing how far Godus is. Maybe. I don't even know the details of that contest, but the fact that it was a contest that was won by some person a year ago and nothing happened still. It's just horrible. Like seriously. Like it's not the first time we heard a contest and it didn't push through in the end. It's not the first time, but it just had to be.
It just happened to work out along with the whole Goddess bonanza.
Yeah. That's horrible. Oh my god. Peter Molyneux. You give smiles and sadness all at the same time. Anyway, that's it. That's it for episode 70. Oh my god. Thank you for listening in. We have an episode every Tuesday. If you want to check out our previous episodes, we have a full archives in our website in www.toomuchgaming.com. That's 2 with a number 2. If you want to check out our videos, all of the daily videos that Miggy releases, it's in, just search TMG blog or Too Much Gaming on YouTube.
Gaming, yeah. I think we show up.
Yep, we show up.
The orange square with the white controller, that's our logo.
That's us. Yep.
Or look up a Dragon War review, we'll probably show up.
Yeah,
if
you
you
and your
want help
Dragon
with
Wars.
your Dragon War products, I'm not
Apparently,
gonna
we're
reply.
customer service. We're customer service based on all the comments that are happening.
I finally put links to the software drivers for those mouse
You
mice
should.
that people have been requesting. So if they can't read the description, I'm not gonna fucking reply because it's
But
there.
that's fair enough. Last week we also talked about the Sony event. We got to try out the Aura 1886 and Bloodborne. So you can check out our impressions of those two upcoming games for PS4.
Video is already up on the site.
It's also up on the site as well.
On
So you can
GMA,
check the
apparently.
the
video.
GMA. Anyway, yeah. You can check out our impressions of those two upcoming games on episode 69, which is last week. Yeah, I know. It was a very special. God, where's Migs? I want to talk more about the BJ special. Anyway,
Humanity like an asshole.
Face-
Or about what he's doing now.
Facebook, please like us. Check out all our updates. We update our Facebook and our site every day. Twitter, follow us.
Too much
And
gaming, by the way, on Facebook and Twitter.
Too much. Yep,
Spelled
it's
out.
too much gaming. One word. And I think that's it. If you have any concerns, questions, or anything regarding the podcast, you can email us at the TMG Podcast at gmail.com. We will comment to anything, literally. If you have a problem with your Dragon War, even.
Yes.
Because apparently.
And I won't
No.
reply.
We won't reply.
I'll read it, I'll share it, and I'll laugh. Unless it's a legitimate
No,
question.
you'll tell me and we'll both laugh because I don't know why they're asking us
If
about
it's a
language.
legitimate question, I'll try my best. But like some of them are just like dumb. Like I tried your the color change. It doesn't work
Yeah.
for me. I don't know what to do, man. I just showed you how it's supposed to work. If it doesn't work, I don't know. Maybe you got a lemon, dragon lemon,
Dragon War, the not razor.
not razor.
But anyway, thanks for listening in.
Leave
we'll
us
see you guys next
on
week.
iTunes, though. That's super.
Oh,
important.
that, yes. I forgot about
Helps
that.
push
Thank
us
you.
up there.
We have iTunes, Podomatic. Do rate us, comment, everything. We're all up there. And that's it. I think that's it. We will see you guys next week for another episode, for episode 71. And Will won't be there as well. Damn it. But anyway,
Not. Who will we have for next week? Can we tease the
maybe Migs. I still want the BJ special, so maybe Migs. We'll see.
We'll never tell that joke again. Just use the footage of us
Yeah.
making fun of Dragon Ball in Tagalog.
Maybe.
Or the Ghost Fighter one.
Yeah. Anyway, see you guys.